This meeting is being recorded.
Good. So, welcome everyone to May's 2026 YACnCAY inspirational talk. For those that are joining us for the first time, we will have a brief introduction. But before that, because we are a Christian organization, we'd just like to say a few minutes in prayer. And I wonder if I can ask Peace to join us, if you can unmute and say a quick prayer. But if you can't, I will ask Mr. Adishina Anibokin to unmute and say a quick prayer. No? Okay. Anyone else that's moved to say a quick prayer? I still want to do everything on my own. Oh, Josie's, I see your face. Go ahead. Over to you. Thank you. Just going to mute. Can you unmute Josie's iPhone?
Okay.
Yeah, you can go. Go ahead.
We thank God for this gathering. Father, Lord, we thank you. We appreciate you for this grace, great grace given to us to be a partaker of this wonderful organization for this section at this hour. We thank you for counting us worthy among those who you have given the privilege to honor you at this hour and to be alive. Father, I accept our thanks in Jesus' name. We thank you, O Lord, Father, as we gather today, O Lord. We ask, O Lord, your word says, Spirit, there's liberty, that your Spirit will descend upon us and lead us aright throughout this little time that we'll be gathering, and every speech, every utterances will be acceptable by thee, O Lord, and it will penetrate to the soul that will listen and will yield increase in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, we thank you that your word is yes and amen, and that you will take control of this section. We appreciate you. Thank you once again, Lord. In Jesus Christ's name, I've prayed.
Amen. Thank you so much. I know I put you on the spot, but thank you. I appreciate that. So allow me to introduce our organization. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'll be quite quick because I know we want to hear from the amazing Lyndon. Okay, share. Okay, sure. Okay. So this organization is called Youth Against Crime, Not Crime Against You. I'm Professor Bernardine Idowu. I am Professor of Biomedical Science. I'm the founder. I co-founded it with my brother, Mr. Clement Idowu, and my sister, Serafina Idowu, Dr. Serafina Idowu, who is a medical doctor. Now, we were inspired to set up this charity June 2010. Oh my goodness, it's going to be, what are we now, 2026, 16 years since we sadly lost Samuel Ogunro, age 17, who was an aspiring footballer. Really don't want to go into detail because of time, but just to say his memory lives on. So a few months later, we launched it September 2010, and it's a preventative charity. So we believe in prevention rather than cure. It's registered, non-profit organization, and we have a sister charity, Barrister Isaac Abiodun Onibekun Foundation, in memory of my late father-in-law, so my husband's father, based in Nigeria. So our ethos is pray, inspire, promote, empower, educate, and provide entrepreneurial skills for both young people and their parents. Sometimes we forget parents need support, so it's our job. And most importantly, our young people are powerful young people. They have visions. And it's our job to ensure that they continue their dreams and visions and aspirations and become good citizens in the UK and abroad. So monthly prayers, we either meet in person, various halls that are given to us, or King's College Learning Centre in Somerset House, or we conduct webinars. Today, as you know, we are doing a webinar, and we've been doing this for goodness knows how long. Very, very, very long time. I think here I can see 2015. We work with the police, past pop stars, comedians galore. And another thing we do is we support a local food bank based in South London because we believe in giving. Very, very much important. And all these amazing designs are conducted by one of our trustees, which is Mr. C. So we inspire young people by uh, either doing mentoring in schools or on online, and again with the hope of empowering our young people to build their self-esteem. And especially, we talk a lot about not seeing visibility of us in various organizations, and we show our young people we are where we are and you can be there too. Again, we take through inspiring our young people, we take them to the House of Parliament. This is one of our old ones. We work with Stephen Timms, MP for East Ham, and he's really supportive in organising events with us at the Houses of Parliament. We do things with local churches as well, churches that various members are at, and this was an entrepreneur event on the 4th anniversary. We've worked with Stephen Greenhalgh when he was there back in 2015 as a deputy mayor of deputy mayor. Can't remember where that was. We've been on the news. We've worked with Sheldon Thompson, the founder of Gangsline. You may or may not know him. We did a lot with the late Mr. Richard Taylor, and working with young people is powerful. We all know this anyway. One for this year, I actually went to a school and I said, guys, we're planning on organizing our 5th anniversary. What do you think we should do? They planned the theme, which was this, that there is another way, what we should deliver on the day, and it was just a fantastic event. For one of our 8th anniversary, so we've done various things over the years. We decided to do a fundraising walk, and Barclays match funded, and we used that money to renovate classrooms in Nigeria. Now, anybody knows me, when I see something that needs repairing, I will just gather my young people and their parents and the community and just get things done. So when I saw this, I just thought, I just don't believe such things exist. This is where students were studying in Nigeria. Not a good thing to see. So we raised funds, they renovated the classrooms, and unbeknown to us, they named the classrooms after our organization, YACnCAY and Unaboken Foundation. Oops, sorry. August 2023, something that I've always wanted to do from when I was a teenager was to set up an orphanage, and my dream became a reality. As I say, 2023, 5 years in the making. We launched it with, opened it even with just 6 children. 2025 in Osun State, Nigeria, we were recognized as the best orphanage in that state in Nigeria. And to date, we have 12 children, 6 12 children, 6, sorry. We launched it with 6 children. We currently, to date, have 12 children, 8 girls and 4 boys. And lastly, we empower, educate, and provide entrepreneurial skills. We are an organization that are full of professionals, lawyers, magistrates, medical doctors, professors, teachers, musicians, designers, whatever. We need to empower and inspire the next generation by sharing our skills and mentoring the future. And want to say thank you to our board of trustees, which are young people and adults. And these are the list of names. So how can you support YACnCAY to continue their mission, collaborate, workshops, presentations, fundraise, become a mentor, promote wherever you are in your networks, deliver programs with us in schools, and anything else you want to do. So, and lastly, this is our website, YouTube. I don't know why a student is calling me. We are, this is our email if you want to contact us. So that was a whistle tour of it. And I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to introduce our wonderful speaker of today. So this wonderful man, I have had the pleasure of working with before in terms of inviting him to speak at our diabetes conference organized by a colleague at my university and University of West London. And I'm just so in awe of what he's done. This man has been a professional chef with more than 30 years experience and has worked in many high-profile hotels and restaurants throughout London, including the Savoy Hotel. In October 2015, his life was changed when he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And he was in a red zone, which is the danger zone with all the symptoms. He was offered medication and declined it. He has since written the book, The Inspired Diabetic, an account of how he fought and then reversed his type 2 diabetes in 105 days without prescribed medication using natural methods. So I will put his link in the chat. And also I will Google I think the book can be bought from Amazon, right?
Yes.
Good. So I'll Google all that whilst you're giving your presentation and I'll put it in the chat. And if there's anything else I should be doing, just let me know. And once again, thank you everyone for joining and pass on to this amazing man. Over to you. Can't wait to hear this.
I don't know who you're talking about back then, but it wasn't me. That's not my bio. That's my brother's bio. You know, I got a twin. Oh, Dr. Bernardine, I'm in awe to be on your platform with you this afternoon. And someone's on?
Right, somebody's on mute and I can't mute you. Can you mute, please? Mr. Charles, can you mute? Thank you.
All right. The party's later, Charles. we'll have that later. You know, the after party.
Can everyone please mute? All right, I'm going to remove you if you do not mute. I can mute you.
That's it.
That's it. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I was dancing anyway. Yeah. It's like the dessert before the main course. Oh, that's so funny. But these things happen in life. You know what I'm saying? This is real. This is life. This is why I love it. You know, we can't run away from it. We can't hide from it. But this is our life. You know, it's just like getting diabetes. You know, it just happens. You know, and for many years, okay, I had the symptoms of diabetes. Yeah, for over a year. And the thing about it, I didn't know what to equate the symptoms to. You know, so I had blurred vision. Yeah. My mind wasn't functioning properly. I was overweight. I had a big belly. I knew I had a big belly when I turned up to my mum's house one day. And let me just remind you, my mother is Jamaican. Yeah. And she speaks to the patois. And she doesn't mess about when she talks to you. She doesn't care who you are. She talks to you straight. So I came to my mum's house one day. And mum said, Lyndon, look upon yourself. I said, what do you mean, mum? She said, look upon your belly. Look how it big. I said, what are you talking about, Mum? She said, Linda, look pan yourself. I said, Mum, you can't talk to me like that. I'm the baby of the family, you know? I'm the baby. So she said, but Linda, you know something? Pig don't know when pigs stink, you know? And when she says that, that means that you don't know what environment you're in, yeah, to look at yourself. So I'm in an environment with people who know I'm either overweight, big, but they're not telling you, yeah? Or I'm in an environment with the same people who are in the same environment as me, big like me, you know? So when I went home that night, I looked in the mirror, and you know something? My mum was right. You know, my mum was right. When you look at yourself naked and you look at yourself the stomach, I said, boy, Lyndon, you have to do something about that. You really, really do. Also, I was always hungry. I was always feeling hungry. You know, I would have a meal, and straight after the meal, it's like you want to eat something else again. And then you're picking, you're snacking, all that, all throughout the day. And feeling hungry all day, one of the things that I had on my journey, which I had to realize, because I didn't live in London, I lived outside London, I had to drive into London for 7 o'clock so I get a parking space. So what I would do, I'd have 3 slices of hard-dough bread, you know, or they call it sweet bread now. They've changed the name over the years. It used to be just hard-dough bread. Now they call it sweet bread because it's full of sugar. Yeah, but the thing about it, it's so nice. It's so, I'm not gonna die. It's so nice. Yeah, but the thing about it, I would have butter on it. Yeah, salted butter. You eat that, that is nice. Then what I would do, I'll put jam on it. I'll put a lot of jam on it, and then I'll taste it. If I couldn't taste that jam, I'll put more jam on. You know, that's the addiction. And also, I got addicted to coffee. But I like my coffee sweet and milky. So I started on the sachets, yeah, the latte sachets. And the sachets got powdered milk in it, yeah, which look up powdered milk. It's not very good for you, yeah. And it had sugar in it already, yeah. So what I would do, I'd have that in my car in the morning, and I'd put 3 to 4 teaspoons of brown sugar, demerara sugar. Why demerara sugar? Brown sugar is supposed to be the healthier option, yeah. It's supposed to be the healthier option. Think about that. Yeah, and then on top of that, when it became like this time of the year, my nose would be itchy, my throat would be itchy, and I was thinking to myself, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And my friend said to me, Linda, you have hay fever. I said, what do you mean I got hay fever? I get this every year. He goes, yes, but what I was in denial of my body, what was happening to my body. So when he said hay fever, I done my research to find out, okay, how do I get rid of this hay fever? And the best way to get rid of hay fever is to buy local honey where you live. Yeah, because that's where the pollen comes from. So because I lived in the country, yeah, I would buy the small bottles, yeah, okay, of honey with a big price. These farmers, they're making their money from the bee. I'm telling you. And after a period of time, I think, how much money am I going to be spending on these little jars, you know? And I thought to myself, let me go to a bigger store, yeah, and from the bigger store, they have the big jars of plastic honey with a smaller price. Yeah, and why has it got a smaller price? Because it's got extra ingredients in it. Yeah, so look up the ingredients for yourself. I won't verbalize it now, but check that out. So I said to myself, okay, what do I do? So I used to put the honey into my tea, my coffee, my cereal, everything that I knew I could put it in, I would put it in. So, and this was on my way to work in the morning. Yeah, on my journey to work. So I've been in car for about an hour. Once I got to work, yeah, I was working on the pastry section because I'm a pastry chef, yeah, and I would have these cakes, yeah, and then the cakes, the cake come in a container, and the trimmings, yeah, you'd have to trim it to get all the right size portions. I put in a bowl in front of me. So when I put them in a bowl in front of me, and working and eating the trimmings, somebody would come into the kitchen. Lyndon, do you want to have a cup of tea? Yeah, I said, yeah, of course. I'll have a cup of tea or coffee, and then what I do, I put my sugar in it. I'll find some honey, but these places, they only have the cheap honey, but I still put the honey in it. Yeah, so I'm eating the trimmings, my cup of tea. Yeah, just think of that. That's all sugar. Yeah, lunchtime comes about 12:30, 1:30, depending on the work day. They'll have pasta, rice, potato, meat, chicken, fish, whatever you want sometimes on the table for you to eat. Yeah, they'll also have fizzy drinks or water. But who wants water? we'll go for the fizzy drink. You know, that's a natural thing. That's a natural thing. So just think, I'm eating all these carbohydrates at lunchtime as well. After lunch, in the afternoon, about 2:30, 3 o'clock, yeah, you can have a tea break again. You know, you can have a tea break because you have to have a rest, isn't it? So with a tea break, you can't just have a tea without yourself. You got to have something with it. You got to have some biscuits or some more cakes from my container. You know, got to have my sugar in my tea or coffee. I've got to put my honey in there because you want to have that feeling of niceness, you know? So after that, finishing work now, going home, if I finish about 4:30, 5 o'clock in London, you know, it's traffic. And I had to go home on the motorway, so it's traffic. So what I used to do, I used to go to the local shop, yeah, and get a free meal deal. Yeah, a free meal deal, and then cheap free meal. I always like to get a BLT sandwich, bacon, lettuce, and tomato with a wholemeal bread. There's something about that I just love. Yeah. And then what they come to that, you get a chocolate bar, a pack of crisps, a fizzy drink, or a bottle of water. But you know what we're going to, we go for the fizzy drink, or we're going to go for the chocolate bar with a free meal deal. So that was part of my journey going home. So I'd have that in my car going home. And there's days when I forgot that I could hear this noise in my car in the boot. Ka-ching, ching, ching, ching. I thought, what's that noise? What's that noise? And a couple of times what I used to do, pull over, look in the boot, and gosh, my J2Os in there. I had cases of J2Os in my car. The reason being is because I never drank alcohol. So what I used to do, when I go to the pubs, the clubs, go out for meals with my family, I always used to drink a soft drink. So I got addicted to J2O, I did. And the thing about it, I got so addicted to it is that when I went to Cash and Carry, the Cash and Carry knew I was coming. Yeah, because when you go in Cash and Carry, there's a big poster, case of J2O for £5.50. I used to buy a bottle for £2.50. Yeah, £2.50. So it makes common sense to buy a case of 6. Obviously, you know, so I bought a few cases, put them in the boot, and you forget about it. So it became so indignative that I actually bought a bottle opener for them as well. Because I didn't have a bottle. I bought a bottle opener for it. And on a couple of occasions, I'll go into the boot, I'll take a J2, I'll open one. Just think of the mentality. I'd open a bottle, and because you see it and you love it, you just take a drink. So I just finish a bottle at the side, just drink it. Then I'll take another bottle and put in the car with me. When I've got a drink in the car already, I've got food in the car already, but I'll tell you that. And that will be my journey to get home. Once I got home, yeah, ladies, partners, you know, it's like when you've been cooking, your partner comes home and there's food there, and you can smell the food when you walk into the house, and your partner said, oh, dinner be ready for you soon. And you think to yourself, gosh, I've eaten all day. I've got to eat again. I've got to eat again. And then your partner or your wife has said to you, is there something wrong with my food? And it's like, oh my gosh, I've got to eat again. So in my case, on my table, I'll have my ginger beer and my mango juice. My 2 favorite drinks at that time. Yeah, ready for me. So after having my wife's dinner, pasta, rice, potato, whatever it was, and my drinks, what do we guys do? We sit back on the sofa, turn the TV on, go to watch football, but we don't watch football. We crash out. We go to sleep. We go to sleep. And then the wife or partner comes and nudge you. Come on, go to bed, go to bed. So we say, okay, we're coming. So she goes to bed upstairs. We're downstairs in front of the TV. Sure, I feel like a cup of tea. I'm going to have another cup of tea before I go to bed. So go make yourself a cup of tea. But you know something? You can't have the tea without some biscuits. And I know what you guys are thinking. It's the digestives we go for. Yeah? So we have 3 or 4 digestive biscuits. Sit down on the sofa. Dip that, eat that, whatever you like to do. But the thing about it, something's dragging us back to the kitchen. Come, go get the rest of them. Go get the rest of the biscuits. So by the end of the night, you've had your tea and you've finished the pack of biscuits. You finished the pack of biscuits. Just think, I've consumed all that food throughout the day. My body hasn't rested yet, okay? And I know for a fact there's people out there, men and women now, doing exactly the same thing that I've done, you know? And this is the truth, because I'm not telling you to do this because I haven't done it. I'm telling you because I've done so many talks and met men at events, and they'll come to me and whisper in my ear, Lyndon, I've done exactly the same thing as you. I said, what? He goes, yeah. I'm like, I said, you're joking. I thought it was just me. I really thought it was just me, but it wasn't just me. It was other people out there living the same life that I was living, consuming the amount of foods that I was consuming on a day-to-day basis. And this is the reality of it, is that's one of the symptoms of feeling hungry all the time, you know? And the thing about feeling hungry all the time, you're always eating. You're not thinking about it. You think it's okay. And the other part of the symptoms is being thirsty all the time. So just think, being thirsty all the time doesn't mean we're going to get water. It means we're going to get a fizzy drink, our favorite drink. But what do our fizzy drink does to us? It helps reduce, increases the blood sugar. But we don't think about it at the time, you know? So that's another one of the symptoms. And with that, because you're thirsty all the time, what do you tend to do? You tend to urinate all the time as well. Yeah, you run to the toilet 3-4 times an hour. That was me. Yeah, sometimes I didn't even make it to the bathroom. Yeah, I didn't make it to the bathroom. Well, at that time when I was heavily diabetic, I was working in one kitchen, and in that kitchen there's where the offices are. Yeah, okay, and there's a toilet there. Yeah, but we weren't allowed to use that toilet across the hallway because that was for the clients when they come in to do tastings. So we had to go to another building to the toilet. So when you're diabetic, and if any of you experience it, and you suddenly want to go to the toilet, you got to run, or you got to find a toilet quick. And sometimes I ran, but I just didn't make it. You know, it became so concerning that I had to put spare underpants in my bag when I go to work. Yeah, that's how it was for me. You know, and to be honest with you, it was after analyzing all that, it's like really weird and interesting why you do this. You know, but also I remember when I was having all these foods and stuff like that, my body just wasn't right. Something wasn't right, and I just couldn't feel the things that I used to feel. And being thirsty all the time, my mouth was dry, my mind wasn't bright, urinating, and on top of that, I was tired as well. I was always tired, and I couldn't understand why. After a long night's sleep, I woke up and I still felt tired again after having a cup of tea or some bread or whatever. And that's part of one of the symptoms as well, being tired all the time. And when I started to write my book, I had to look at the years from the 80s, the 90s to the 20s of all the symptoms that I had within my body. And in the 90s especially, I can remember when we used to go to families' houses or friends' houses, they'll either tell me before or when I get there straight away, Lyndon, don't sleep when you come in, please. They said, don't sleep when you come in. I remember when my sister-in-law told me that specifically. And I thought, why are we telling me that for? I come to visit you. Do you know what I'm saying? With the kids and everything like that. Don't sleep when you sleep. Because what I used to do, I used to go into the house, sit on the sofa, then I was gone. I was gone. Sometimes you just fall asleep without even noticing. So tiredness was one of them as well. And one of the things, because I knew I was always tired during the 90s, we used to go down to Ramsgate. Yeah, we used to live in London, Ramsgate, to go and see family. I used to take 2 packets of jelly babies. Yeah, jelly babies are soft jelly babies, full of sugar, but they were delicious. They were delicious. The reason why I used to take the jelly babies is because they were sweet, and we think it's going to give us energy to keep us awake while we're driving. Yeah, keep it driving. So this is how your mind will think. So that's why I used to take it a lot of time. And also, another thing is pins and needles. If you got in your finger pins and needles or numbness in your toes as well, yeah, okay, that is one of the signs. I went skiing once. Yeah, I'm a skier. And then one day I had so much pins and needles in my feet, I had to stop skiing and take my boots off because it was so much, you know. And even sometimes I'll feel this thing, but why is it? You're thinking, why am I getting these pins and needles? Why am I getting these feelings in my body? You know, and just to remind you that every 22 seconds, somebody loses a lower limb through diabetes. Yeah, every 6 seconds, somebody dies from diabetes. Every 3 minutes is a new diabetic patient in the UK. Yeah, and when you know these statistics, it's frightening. It really is frightening. And On the day that I was diagnosed, well, on the day that I broke down, I should say, you know, I was in the kitchen working on a calculator. Working on the calculator, 1 and 1 is 3, 2 and 2 is 5, 6 and 6 is 7. My mind just was not working. And there's this chef in the corner. He's making these jokes to the people in the kitchen. Yeah, there's about 5 or 6 of us in the kitchen. But I was on my table just working on my recipe. And I just couldn't work it out properly. And this guy goes to me, Lyndon. As soon as he said my name, I came out of my zone. I said, what do you want? What do you want? So I looked at him straight in the eyes. I said, and I couldn't say nothing. He said, why are you not laughing at my jokes? And I was to myself, I just ran out of the kitchen. I went into the changing room, yeah, and I fell down on the floor and I was crying like a baby. I was crying like a baby because I broke down that day. I don't know what happened to me. I just wasn't functioning. And then that's the day when I just hit the wall and I was crying and crying and crying. And the chef came to me, Lyndon, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? And I said to him, listen, I don't know what's wrong with me. I got this in my, I got pains in my stomach, blood in my stool. I'm not functioning properly. I don't feel good. He goes, so what's wrong? I said, I don't know. He said, Lyndon, I'll give you 2 choices today. 2 choices today. Number 1, you either go home, yeah, because you're not fit to work today. Or number 2, you go see a doctor. Go and make a call to the doctor. Yeah. And this is a question I'm going to ask the audience. Yeah. I decided to call the doctor. Yeah. And you can't answer this now, but answer it in your head. Yeah. When I rang through to the doctor, yeah, do you think I got through to the doctor? Yeah. Well, some of you may say yes, some of you say no, but listen, this is Lyndon, yeah? I got through to the doctor. I got through to reception. Somebody actually picked up the phone, yeah? And my next question was, yeah, when can I make an appointment to see the doctor? And think for a second, guys, what's your answer? Yeah? For me, guess when they told me to come in? 5:30 the same day. 5:30 the same day. I don't know if I was blessed, somebody's watching me. Something happened to me that day. They said to me, phone the doctor. Doctor's going to see you today. So on my way to the doctors from work that day, it was the longest journey of my life. Mentally, all the things that was going wrong with my body. Yeah. The things that I can't discuss now that was going wrong with my body. Yeah. Okay. Because it's early. Yeah. I won't tell you about that now. That will be another time, evening session, or call me and I'll talk to you about that. Because being diabetic ain't a joke when you got certain symptoms. And when you don't know what to relate them to, it's heartbreaking. So when I got to the doctors now, I went into the doctors, I'm sitting down in reception, and my mind saying, Lyndon, go home, stay, go home, stay, go home, stay. I didn't want to know the results, if it's positive or negative. So my foot was literally on its way out of the door. And then you know what the doctor, they done? These people, they call out my name, innit? Lyndon, Lyndon. I said, no. Just as I'm thinking about going home, they called me. So I went in to see the doctor now. And I told the doctor about what's happened to me, like I explained to you. Pains in my stomach, blood in my stool, not thinking right and all that. And she put me on the couch, touched my stomach everywhere to find out if she could feel anything. There's nothing there. We're going to have to send you to hospital to get a body checkup. So that's another story. I had to go for a body checkup, body scan. Yeah, and that was very, very interesting. The blood in my stool, which I could not explain to her, she says, okay, we have to send you to the hospital about that so that they can investigate that. And I thought to myself, okay, fine. And that is another story, because I'm a person who's never, ever been in hospital for anything apart from a dislocated thumb when I was a child. Yeah, okay. Only to visit people. You know, I've never taken any form of medication or anything like that. So the day I went to the hospital, I got somebody else to drive. Well, I knew I couldn't feel it, but I was so nervous. I was so nervous. But that's another story. So that day, when she checked my stomach, say, okay, we're going to book this. She said, let's do a pinprick blood test on your finger. Yeah. So she done a pinprick blood test. And then she looked at the result. She said, your blood sugar level is 15.9. And she said, you might be diabetic. And I said, what does that mean? You know, she goes, you might be diabetic. So we're going to send you for a HbA1c blood test. And I thought to myself, HbA1c blood test? What's that? You know, she goes, okay, so we made the appointment, HbA1c blood test. So for the following week, it's just, I don't know. When you're not sure about certain things in your life, you're very nervous. So when I got to the hospital for the blood test, HbA1c blood test, I went into the little area where the doctor was to take the blood, and he's got all these test tubes in there, different color test tubes, you know, to collect blood or whatever. And I just made a joke because I was so nervous. I said, I'm not going to be filling all these, am I? You know, I said, I'm not going to fill all these. He goes, no. I said, just 3 or 4 of them. I said, thank God for that. I was just so nervous. So he took my blood, and a few days later, I got the results come through. And when I went back to my doctor said to me, your blood results have come through. Your blood sugar level is 92. I said, what do you mean 92? It should be 42 and below. She said, you're diabetic. I said, what do you mean I'm diabetic? What is diabetes? She says, I said to her, how did I become diabetic and what it is? And the reason why I knew it was serious, because her face just changed when she saw 92, you know? And I thought to myself, this is serious. You know, it's time to stop laughing. You know, it's time to stop laughing and then and listen to what she said. So I said, so she got her arm and she went like that, and she came back around and said, we're gonna have to put you on medication. I said, what? Yeah, we're gonna have to put you on medication to reduce your blood sugars. But I said to her, but how come I became type 2 diabetic? She said, your lifestyle, the foods that you're eating. I said, what? My hard dog bread, my bun, my cheese, my pasta, my rice, my fizzy drinks, my alcohol, all these things. Yeah. She said, your lifestyle, what you put in your mouth. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, okay. And then I don't know if any time in your life, something goes in one ear, it comes out the other ear, and you forget about it, you know? So when she's talking to me about you got to go on medication or that, my mind's going, and I'm thinking, when did I hear this word diabetes before? And I think the first time I heard about diabetes is when I went to visit my friend's mother at home, and she wasn't well. And she looked at me. She's a Jamaican lady. She said, Lyndon, the sugar get me. I said, what? Yeah, the sugar get me. I said, okay, fine, thank you. But you know, as young men, women, we respect our elders. So we don't question them about, oh, the sugar. What do you mean by that? And to be honest with you, when they say sugar get me, that means they're diabetic. But in the Caribbean, when you say the sugar get me, if you say diabetes, that is a death sentence. Yeah, that is a death sentence for a lot of people. So she said the sugar get me. So a couple of months later, she passed away. And that's when I found out that she was diabetic at the funeral, you know, because they talk about this and that. And I thought to myself, wow, that's how she passed away. And the second time I heard about diabetes is when I visited my friend Ken, my cousin Ken. And my cousin Ken, one day, I went round to visit because I hadn't seen him for some time. I said, what's going on, Ken? He said, Lynn, I'm type 1 diabetic. I said, what's that? He goes, and he told me the story, how he became type 1 diabetic. And I thought to myself, Ken, you know something? How you became type 1, you need to write a book. You need to do a story, a video, and share your journey with some people. Because to be honest with you, your story is amazing, how you become type 1 diabetic. And he said to me, Lynn, if you ever become type 1 diabetic or if you become diabetic, don't take any medication. Some things about don't take medication. Why not? Because there are side effects to it. So I thought to myself, okay, fine, no problem. So when I became diabetic myself, and I'm thinking now, the doctor wants me to take medication. My cousin said, don't take medication. So this is where the mental health kicks in now. Yeah. Who do I listen to? Do I listen to the professional person who studied diabetes, or do I listen to my cousin who's done his own research on diabetes? Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I love my cousin so much. I really do love my cousin. And you know something? I'm going to listen to my cousin. I'm going to listen to my cousin. So I said to my doctor, can I do it without medication? And the doctor said to me, I don't recommend it, but go away and come back in 3 weeks' time. Yeah, and we do another HbA1c blood test with you. Yeah, okay. So I thought to myself, okay, but remember this. Normally you do a HbA1c blood test once a year, or sometimes I want to push it to twice a year. So this would be my second HbA1c blood test within a month. Yeah, within a month. Yeah. So my thought now is, okay, I'm not taking medication. What do I need to do? So my cousin Ken said, Lynn, you need to sort yourself out, you know, on your diet. So I decided to cut down on my carbohydrates, my pasta, my rice, my fizzy drinks, everything like that. And then because I was self-employed at the time, yeah, okay, I'm self-employed. So one of the reasons why I done what I done is because I was self-employed. Yeah, my back was getting, so if I stay diabetic, lose a limb, die, it would affect my family, yeah, my livelihood. So this is why I made a decision that day to cut down on carbohydrates. Yeah, I was blessed because I was self-employed. I didn't have to go to work for the next week. So what I started to do, I took my daughter to school at 8:30 in the morning. Then I'd go to the gym, because don't forget, I was overweight. I was big. I was fat. Yeah. So I'd go to the gym. I'd be in the gym for about 4 hours working, cross trainer, cycling, jumping, riding. I was doing all kinds of madness in the gym just to try and lose weight. I had no structure. I was just doing everything. And I said, Lyndon, you're spending too much time in the gym, just doing everything. So I got myself a personal trainer. I went round to each machine. He told me about each machine. And I thought to myself, okay, Lynn, what you need to do now is work out a schedule. When I was in the gym, excuse me, for 1 hour, yeah, you paid, no, for 4 hours, you paid £1 for 4 hours in the car park, yeah, 50p, yeah, for 2 hours. So I said, Lynn, you need to challenge yourself. Put 50 pence in that parking machine, get in that gym, have a routine, and get out within 2 hours. So this is what I done, guys. You don't have to go to the gym to lose weight and do what I done. You could do your own thing in your own way. Physical activity, yeah, do your own thing, yeah. So I went to the gym. I went on the cross trainer. I loved it. I loved the cross trainer. I loved it. And one day I was on a cross trainer, like doing 30 RPMs, yeah, and I wasn't sweating or anything like that. I was really going for it, 30 RPM. I told my cousin Ken, Ken, listen, I'm doing all this on a cross trainer, but nothing's really happening. You know what Ken said to me? Cheeky boy. He said, Lynn, step it up. He said, step it up. So what he said, go fast. Oh, it's so funny. It was so funny. That's what he step it up. So when I went back to the gym, I was on a cross trainer, 30 RPMs, 35, 40. Then the sweat started to come off. Do you know what I'm saying? And when that drop sweat comes down, you feel, yeah, you feel so much better. Feel so much better. And when I was on that cross trainer, I done my 15 minutes on there or 10 minutes on it, whatever. Then I went onto the bicycle. Yeah, I've done bicycle after that. And then I did the rowing machine. I love the rowing machine. I was addicted to rowing machine. And sometimes on the rowing machine, I just close my eyes and just go. And I'm on there like 30 minutes and you don't even feel it because you're just in that zone. You're just in that zone. Cross trainer. Then afterwards, I go on this V plate that vibrates the body. I love the V plate. Oh, that thing's does so much things to your body. Then I'll do a bit of skipping as well, And because I ski as well, there's a machine called a lateral machine that makes your body go side to side. So I would do that as well. So I had my little routine in the gym for 2 hours in and out. And that was it, yeah? And then what I used to do after the gym, I'll go back to my car. During that time, I'll just be drinking water. Yeah, just drinking water. And what I used to do then, back to the car, I'll have one banana and a punnet of blueberries. They were the two fruits that I loved so much. So after the gym, I always wanted to have something that I enjoyed. And the blueberries and the banana was beautiful for me. I'd probably go home, have a salad or something to eat, whatever it was. But I cut down on my meats. I really did cut down on my meat. So when I had my blueberries and my bananas, yeah, it always triggered in my head that, you know something, maybe you should try some other fruits and vegetables that's going to help you. And my cousin Ken told me about flavonoid foods. Flavonoid foods, yeah, FLAVONOIDS, or flavonoid, yeah, okay, they heal and nourish the pancreas, yeah. So like strawberries, fresh herbs, oranges, lettuce, cos lettuce, peppers, lots of things like that. And I started to pick out foods that I really liked. So I started to eat the foods that's going to heal and nourish my pancreas. Because with type 1 diabetic, yeah, if you're type 1, your pancreas is not producing any insulin. Yeah, if your pancreas is not producing any insulin, yeah, why not find the foods that's going to help and heal it? So with type 2, some type 2 diabetics, their pancreas is not functioning properly either. So some of them do take insulin as well. Yeah. So I was just eating as much flavonoids as possible because I wanted to heal myself 100%. So that's on my part of my food journey. And what I used to do, because I used to go to the gym in the morning for 3-4 hours and not eat nothing, my friend, she was a nurse, she said, Lyndon, you're intermittently fasting. I said, intimate fasting or intermittently fasting? Yeah. So I always used to say intimate fasting, but it says intermittently fasting. You know, you can tell where my brain is, yeah. But the thing about it, yeah, I didn't realize I was doing intermittently fasting. Basically, what intermittently fasting does, it gives your body time to rest. Yeah, your body will rest. So therefore, the intake of foods that I was having every day, yeah, from morning to night, my body never used to rest. So I would intermittent fast about 4 or 5 days a week, easy, no problem. So intermittently fasting helps the digestion of your body, cleanse your body, clears out your body. That's why I find it very nice. And also, what I realized for me personally, every month, after the 3 weeks, they wanted me to come for my HbA1c blood test. I done a 24-hour fast, just water. You know, reason being, when I was going for that next blood test, I wanted my blood sugars to be low. Yeah, I wanted my blood sugars to be low. So within 3 weeks, when I went back to the doctor and I got my HbA1c blood test, it went from 92 down to 77. Yeah, from 92 down to 77, and this is without any medication. Yeah, okay. Within another 28 days, it went from 77 down to 60. Yeah, but at that time, my mindset was I'm a goal setter. Yeah, I wanted my HbA1c to be down in the 50s. Yeah, so when it became 60, I was a little bit upset, but I was grateful. Yeah, and the day that my HbA1c went down to 60, that is the day I met my cousin Ken. Yeah, when I got the day that I met the day that I got the results is the day that I met my cousin Ken. Because, like I said before, I told Ken to write a book. Yeah, and Ken said, "Okay, I would think about writing a book." So I contacted my friend Darren, who's an author. Darren said to me, "Lyndon, bring Ken and yourself to this meeting where you got authors talking about how to write books." So on that day, I met Ken at the train station, and it was like a 5-10 minute walk to the venue. On the way to the venue, Ken looked at me, he says, "Lyndon," I said, "What? You reversed your HbA1c from 92 down to 60 in 2 months?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "You don't get it, do you?" I said, "What do you mean you don't get? Lynn, do you know what you've done?" I said, "Ken, talk to me, please. Talk to me. What have I done?" Lynn, and we started to walk down. He's looking at me like I'm a stranger. Lynn, I don't think you realize what you've done. Two months, from 92 down to 60, you've reversed your diabetes. I thought to myself, wow, I don't know, but you know something? We got to the venue, yeah, because I wanted to be there for my cousin. I sat on the front row, yeah, and he sat at the back, yeah, because I wanted to know how can we put a book together for Ken. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I'm thinking, hold on, but Ken said I done something remarkable. He can't believe it, that what I done. So I thought to myself, Lynn, you know that light bulb moment? And you thought, one or two things happen in life. You get a light bulb moment, you either switch it on or you switch it off and go back to normal. But my light bulb moment saying, you know something? Maybe there is a book in me, what I've done. Maybe I could share my journey with people. So I said to Darren, listen, this is what I've done 2 months with my diabetes journey. And he said, okay, Lyndon, write down everything that you've done. Let's meet up next week. Yeah, okay. And then we'll review it. So when I went back home every day, I'm writing A4 sheets of paper, just writing. I got yellow paper, blue pen. I don't know why. I just loved yellow paper, blue pen. And I'm writing. I did not read nothing back. Yeah. I went with a folder, yeah, to Darren the following week. I opened up the folder, yeah, and I started to read. Sorry. Oh boy. I started to read what I was going through for the last 2 months. And it's only when you start to read your own life, you don't realize what you're going through. You don't realize what you're going through. I don't realize the ups, the downs, all the stuff that I was in pain for. I'd written it down, and I looked at Darren, and Darren had a tear in his eye as well. And you know what Darren said to me? You got a book. You know, Darren said, you got a book. And this is how I became to write my book, you know, Inspired Diabetic. That's how my book journey started. I didn't say, okay, I'm going to tell everybody how my diabetes journey started. It's because Darren said to me, you have a book. If Darren said to me, Lyndon, go home, forget about it, that's what I would have done. So I give thanks to Darren, blessings to Ken, you know, for the people that surround me and supported me on this journey, because, you know, within 105 days, yeah, my HbA1c went down from 92 down to 41. So I went below the 42 level. Yeah, 42 level, you know, and that's when basically my life changed overnight, you know, and oh man. You know, sometimes you're going home to work, work to home. There's nothing else out there for you. You're just doing the same routine every day, same routine every day, same routine every day. But once I got my book, you know, I mean, people like Dr. Bernardine, thank you very much, you know, to help me share my journey, you know, on your platform. It's amazing. You know, I've been on TV, radio, lots of events. I met lots of nice, brilliant people, beautiful people supporting me. And I never went out to do any of this. But my life changed. So it gave me a new lease of life. This is why I now share my journey with other people. You know, share my journey with other people. And one of the things that people always ask me, Lyndon, how did you do? What did you do? And I basically put it down to four simple things, or four things that you can put it down to. Number one is the mindset. Yeah. And I talk about that in my book, the mindset. What do we need to do? The affirmations. You speak what you want. You know, I wanted my HbA1c to go down into the 50s, but it got 60s when I was at 70. That was my next goal. Speak what you want, you know. So you might say, can you do it? Yeah. Who can I follow? You know, if like the gentleman on before that I was speaking to, being diabetic for 20 years, you know, I'm going to put it out there that if there's people out there for diabetic for years, I can be the pattern, the platform, the go-to person if you really want to reduce your blood sugars naturally, you know, because if you're being diabetic for so many years, my question to you is why? How come? You have to have a mindset of I can do it and I will do it. You know, the second thing is your diet. What are you putting in your diet? I took out carbohydrates and I put in flavonoid foods that heals and nourishes me, foods that's gonna reduce my blood sugars. You know, foods like okra water. I used to get okra, cut up the okra in about 1 liter of water and just put in the okra, leave it 24, 48 hours, and then you can drink it. That helps reduce the blood sugar. Cinnamon, baobab, you know, sea moss, you know, bitter gourd, chlorella or bitter melon. That all helps you as well. Yeah, with it. It doesn't taste nice, but it works. But I can help you to infuse that with flavor, with fresh mint, cucumber, cinnamon, celery. There's lots of things. You can get the juice and blend it down with berries, with your blueberries, with your bananas, with your strawberries, whatever you want. You know, these are the things that we can do. Because as a chef, I'm here to help. You know what I'm saying? So one of the first things I say to people when they talk to me, you need to start cleansing the body. Yeah, cleansing the body with like a parasite cleanse. A watermelon, papaya seeds and papaya, yeah, and pumpkin seeds as well. Pumpkin seeds, watermelon, papaya. That helps with the parasites. Cloves help with the parasites as well. If you've got blocked veins, cayenne pepper, pomegranate, these things help to clear out the system. So you need a good detox as well for the body. Because don't forget, you got a lot of stuff in your system, yeah, that you don't realize. When I went to the hospital and they done a body scan, I had a fatty liver. Yeah, I had a fatty liver, and I went to see my friend who owns a shop, a bakery shop, yeah, and I whispered in his ears, Prosper, listen, and he's in the book, page 70 in the book. I said, Prosper, listen, I got a fatty liver. I whispered, and I got diabetes. And he goes, Lyndon, you got fatty liver and diabetes? He told the old world. You know? I said, thank you very much, you know. and one thing he said to me, Lyndon, have lemon water in the morning. That will help with the fatty liver. Lemon water in the morning with fat, that will help with fatty. So after that, I had lemon water in the mornings, warm, room temperature. I had cayenne pepper to it as well, lime water as well. All these little things I started to add to it. Yeah. So that was the diet, the physical activity, which I just explained to you about. That's the third one. And the fourth one, like I explained, intermittently fasting. So mindset, diet, physical activity, and intermittently fasting. Those are the 4 basic things which I've put together to help people to start to reverse their type 2 diabetes. You know, so there's a lot more to my story. Yeah, okay. There's a lot more to it. If you want to open up with any questions now, I don't mind. Yeah, because there's lots of intricate little things that we can talk about individually. What do I? It's a minefield, but I am 100% open to engaging with people and let them know about my journey. And what I want people to understand, I didn't write a recipe book. I wrote a book about my journey. People said, where's your recipes? Where's the recipes? But I'm telling you, this recipe book is gonna come. Yeah, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Yeah, so I'm gonna thank Dr. Bernardine and your organization, YACnCAY, for having me on today. It's an honor and a privilege. Yeah, I don't take this lightly at all. And for platforms like this to share our journey, it's heartwarming. It's heartwarming. So thank you very much. You know, so guys, keep tuned in with Dr. Bernardine. Listen to her podcast. Listen to everything that she's doing, because these organizations are doing good things for the people. You know, they got a parade going on today, but we're not part of it. This is the parade.
Mm-hmm.
This is the parade today. You know, and we're helping people. That parade is helping them mentally for a day or two. You know, so blessings to each and every one of you.
Wow. Powerful, 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 powerful. Thank you very much, Mr. Lyndon. I knew you were going to do a beautiful job. Just check the chat. Very inspiring. Thank you very much. 100%. Stay strong. So much positive comments. And yes, I know it's supposed to be from 5 to 6, but let's continue because this is just too powerful. Before I ask my first question, is there anyone out there who'd like to unmute or ask a question? Please do go ahead, because this is such an opportunity that I don't think you should miss. Yes, I think somebody wanted to say something. Please go ahead.
Oh, hi, this is Pamela speaking. I'm Leroy's partner.
Okay.
I'm not diabetic. Hi, Lyndon, and thank you, Dr. Sorry, I didn't catch your first name.
Bernardine.
Sorry?
Bernardine.
Dr. Bernardine. So, as you're aware, Leroy's been diabetic for quite some time. I'm a menopausal lady. And I've gained a lot of weight, and I've also started to eat a little bit unhealthy, like a Leroy, I think, because he's got all these cravings all the time, constantly eating. Like Lyndon said, always feeling hungry. And so I started doing meals. Now we're retired, I started doing like 3 meals a day, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and he was snacking. I used to do intermittent fasting without even knowing, because I never had breakfast. You know, you're at work, used to eat later on in the day, maybe just 1 meal and a little snack. So I never gained weight. So I've gained weight, and I'm really worried now that I might be becoming pre-diabetic myself. I think we eat fairly healthy from living in Jamaica, because like you say, we've got access to things like the sour sap and a lot of fresh fruits. We have to buy like the darker antioxidant things like berries and things, which I do buy as well. But I have major sugar cravings at night. It's not in the so I'm looking for like this detox you might mention, something to kind of cleanse us out, both of us, to try and cut things back, a diet plan, that we could maybe stick to. That's my thing. We've got access to the food here. We just want to know how to eat it to stop the cravings for both of us as well.
Okay. Just to make it clear, I'm not a medical person. I'm a chef, yeah. So just to declare that I'm not a medical person, anything that I say or do and you want to implement, consult with your doctor, your dietitian, whoever you train with, anything like that, yeah. But at the same time, if you just want to go and implement what you want to implement, do it. Because I've got a friend that told me your body's your temple. What you put in is up to you. You know, they can offer you certain things, but you don't necessarily have to take it. You know, it's your choice. The number one thing with the cravings, we will have cravings. I still have cravings. Yeah, but number one, you have to start with a mindset. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to fight that craving. Say, okay, I don't need it, and I'm just gonna not have it. Especially at nighttime, like what I do at nighttime sometimes, I feel hungry or I have a craving. I go bed. If you're the person that go bed at a certain time, go bed without eating or drinking what you're having. Try have a cutoff point, like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, yeah, and do it as a trial for a certain period of time, like for 2, 3 days, and see how you feel. Because even when you're fasting, your body will find its way to cure that hunger. So we've grown up with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I used to love fried English, my bacon, my sausage, my tomato, baked beans, my toast. I used to love it so much. But what happened to me when I started on this journey, I started, okay, I'm going to cut down on my red meat. So I stopped eating sausages and I stopped eating bacon. So what would I replace it with? I started to have a grilled chicken because I thought I wanted a meat with my breakfast, but grilled chicken and fried egg and beans don't go for me. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't working for me. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to try smoked chicken. So I tried smoked chicken as well, and smoked chicken wasn't working for me, my breakfast. Then I thought, okay, let me try turkey, smoked turkey. So all the other meats that I was addicted to, yeah, that I wasn't addicted to for my breakfast, it wasn't right for me. So bacon and sausages was my addiction with my breakfast. No other meats. No other meats can quench that addiction for me. So I had to just stop eating pork. I had to stop eating beef. I had to stop eating lamb. I had to stop eating chicken. All of it. Because even with beef, don't forget, I've worked at Savoy Hotel. Savoy Hotel, we don't have cheap beef. We don't have cheap lamb. And the chicken is a corn-fed or it's organic chicken, all those kind of things. So I've tasted the best of the best. But the thing about it, yeah, okay, what I found with my body, when I started to eat red meat, I felt bloated. Yeah, I felt bloated. When I was eating the hard old bread, I felt bloated. When I was eating normal white bread, even though it was the thick slice, so nice with nice butter on it. Oh, so nice. I used to love it, but it always made me feel bloated. Yeah, and these are the things that contradicted to my ill health. So I had to think to myself, Lyndon, are you strong enough, yeah, to omit those things from your diet, either temporarily or long term as a lifestyle change? Yeah. So for me now, it's been a lifestyle change. And don't get me wrong, I eat bacon sometimes, I eat sausage sometimes, but I still work in a kitchen. So sometimes you go to different kitchens and they buy different sausages from different places. So they buy Cumberland sausages, or they got these local butchers that make the own, and some of them, they taste really nice, don't get me wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? And you try one, I say, oh my gosh, why? But you have to be disciplined. I don't remember the last time I ate bacon. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the rashes of bacon now, I don't get it. Because these things come with parasites. Yeah? They come with parasites. And last year sometimes, we was having barbecues. And I bought these special sausages, which I really, really love for many years. I loved. And you know the thing about it, I grilled these sausages, yeah, and for some reason, something happened to me. And I thought, Lyndon, what's going on? My face felt funny, yeah? And something with my eyes would start to itch, and I couldn't understand it. So what I started to do a parasite detox, yeah? Pumpkin seeds, watermelon, cloves, every morning. Pumpkins, every morning I was, and what I realized, it was a parasite in my system. And what I'd done the following week, yeah, when all that went away, the following week I said, let me test myself again. So you got to test yourself, what works and what doesn't. So I still had the same sausages, Yeah, okay. I had some more sausages left, so I cooked those sausages again the following week. And what I done, I ate them. Yeah, okay. And the same thing happened, but on the other side of my face. Yeah, I could feel something's not right. So I realized I don't eat those sausages no more. But you know something? I love those sausages, especially grilled, fried up with some onions. Oh, onions with my weakness. But I said to myself, Lyndon, if you want parasites in your system, keep eating it. If you don't, stop eating it. So I don't eat it no more, and I don't miss it. I 100% do not miss it. I really don't, because your palate changes after a while. So in anyone's case that you're feeling that you're eating at night, is parasites. Yeah, get rid of the parasites. If you feel like you got that urge to eat something sweet, be disciplined and not have it. Yeah, my saying to a lot of people when they come to me, yeah, okay, if you want to have that cake, do something now, yeah, so you can reward yourself with that cake. Yeah, I had a relapse. I'll be open with you guys. I had a relapse over Christmas because as a chef, I've cooked for all the family. Yeah, on the table, all the food. Once the main course is gone, what do we bring out? The cakes, the Christmas cake, the ice cream, the custard, the cream, everything. Yeah, we bring it all out on the table, and my table looked beautiful, colorful. And you know what I thought? Let me take a picture. So what I done, I got my phone like that, and I was going to take a selfie. Yeah, and when I looked at that phone and I saw the food on the table, I thought to myself, you know something, Lynn? Just try one little Christmas cake. So I tried one little cake, tried another cake, carrot cake, tried some custard, you know, the ice cream. I just went for it and I just didn't stop. I just add more cakes. Custard, I didn't care. I really, really didn't care. And I thought to myself, wow, my body and my spirit came alive. Before that time, I was in my little cloud with all my family around me. Dad's not part of us. Dad's doing his own thing, kind of healthy thing, blah, blah, blah. But when I've done all that, my kid says, Dad, you're back with us. Dad, you're back with us. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, oh, I'm just going for it. I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I've done all this work for the last 2 months, it was, yeah, okay? I thought I'd just eat what I want. And the January, I went for a blood test. I had another blood test booked, yeah, okay? When I got the results back in January, February, yeah, you know what my sugar level was? It didn't spike at all. It didn't spike at all. You know why? Because I've done so much work before that day. My blood sugars, I think, was about 39. I was at 39 going to 36. My HbA1c. So I've done the work already. So if you want to achieve what you want to achieve diabetically, do the work now. Not tomorrow, now, today. Now is your time. There's a reason why you are here today. There's a reason why you are on this Zoom meeting today, this podcast today. There's a reason. This is the awakening call for you. The awakening call for me. My back was against the wall when I was diagnosed. I had no choice. I had no choice. I said, Lyndon, today's the day you stop. 3 months later, I was healthy. I went to the O2 Arena back then, and the Honda motor company, yeah? They had this machine on there, yeah? Where you put your feet on the machine, and they got these electrodes, yeah? Metal things that you put your hands on and your feet on, yeah? And they tested my blood, my water, my density of my body. When I got the results, I've got the results printed up. I was as fit as a racing driver. Fit as a racing driver. I couldn't drive like one. You know, I don't drive like one, but I was as fit as one. And that was in a short period of time. All I'm saying to you, whatever you're doing now, you can change it. It's a mindset. Focus. And the good thing about Pamela and your partner, you're both in the same boat together, you know, so you can motivate each other, do things together. You can eat healthy together, find the right foods to help you reduce your blood sugar.
You need to tell her to stop. You need to tell her to stop having bacon and sausages and chocolate.
You can have dark chocolate. Pamela, you can have dark chocolate. Yeah, 75, 90%. Because dark chocolate is a flavonoid. It helps heals nourishing the pancreas. Yeah, okay.
We got
But
coca here. We got real
Sorry?
coca. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we have that in the morning, and with black coffee, which is ground coffee, right?
Okay.
Blue
All right.
Mountain.
Let me just add one thing to you there. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you're overweight or anything like. Add fresh lemon or lime to your coffee.
Ah,
So you copy, okay.
Add
yeah,
fresh
that's.
lemon and lime to your coffee. Yeah.
I'm
You're not gonna.
underweight. I'm not overweight. Yeah.
See, Leroy is a diabetic that I say he's fat inside, not on the outside. So
So lemon.
he looks really young and slim. He's retired. Everybody
He's-
thinks he's, 50
Okay.
and whatever. I'm gradually creeping up with my weight. I don't eat unhealthily, I will say to you, Lyndon. I can fast in the morning because I'm never really hungry in the morning.
Yeah.
And I will cook a healthy dinner. My issue comes come 7 o'clock at night, and I know I've been to the doctor about this. I've been my cousin's a doctor, a GP, and he's
Yeah.
told me don't eat after 6 or don't eat after 3, and your weight will drop off. And eat anything you want up until that time. I'm not diabetic. My problem is it's this food noise after 7 when I'm relaxing. I will go looking for something sweet, some chocolate, some whatever. I mean, even if I don't buy it, I don't have it in the home. I'll find something to eat that I don't even enjoy eating. It's like
Okay. Pamela, what I would do if I was you, yeah, find a list of flavonoid foods, berries, nuts, whatever it is that you like, lettuce. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you could have salads. Yeah, you could have red onion with cos lettuce. Yeah, find something. Olives, green olives. Yeah, all these little things. You could have some mango, diced up mango with pomegranate. Yeah, well, grapefruit. You can have some grapefruit. All these little things you can have. So make a list of the healthy stuff that you could eat as a snack. That's not going to increase your blood sugars at evening time. And I'm gonna challenge every single one of you now. Challenge you, even you, Pam. What I want you to do today is to look in the mirror, look your eyes in the mirror, and said, "I can and I will change this. I can and I will change this." Whatever you want, tell yourself what you want to do. If you want to stop eating at night, stop picking foods, sugary stuff. Tell yourself, Lyndon, you will not eat tonight. You will not have no cakes, no sugary food, nothing that's going to make your blood sugar rise. You will not do that. And look at your eyes in the mirror and do that. Tell yourself what you want. Don't tell yourself what you're doing. Tell yourself what you don't want. Yeah, I'm going to tell you I can't tell you something now, but I done this and I done it last week. I went to an event last week. You probably all know about it, the Shaw Theatre, Caught You in a Lie by Yvonne Michel. Yeah, it was a brilliant performance by Yvonne Michel. Yeah, when she does her next one, you all need to go because she talks about, there's a song, yeah, that she sings at the end. Yeah, I believe in you. Yeah, I believe in you. And we do it on our phones when you look at yourself, I believe in you. Do you know what I'm saying? I really love you. I really love you. And you got to tell yourself that you love yourself. Yeah. So that night I came home. Yeah. And my house was dark. Yeah. But for some reason, the light from outside, yeah, was shining in. Yeah. And I could see the mirror because I've got a long standing mirror. I went to the mirror in my baby suit. Yeah. Looking in the mirror and I was telling myself certain things, specifically one thing. And you know something? A few days later, I had an incident that cured what I was thinking about. It wasn't my health or nothing. Like, this is something that I had no control over in my life. This is something that somebody else was doing outside, external in my life. Yeah, that was detrimental to where I was living. I was talking about this in the mirror, not to clear me of it. It went. A few days later, I confronted the person. I had a conversation with this person and everything was cleared. Everything was cleared. I just don't understand why we do certain things that's going to clarify our mind, but we do it. And we got to test ourselves, test our mind, test our body. Test our body. test our body, test our mind. We control everything we put in our mouth. But Pam, don't get me wrong. I know that feeling of being there, and I still get that feeling. Trust me. I still get that feeling. I'm a human being. But just try one day when you're really feeling, oh, I need to have that urge. She said, no, I'm gonna drink some water tonight. I'm gonna sit down with my husband, hug my husband, give him a massage, let's sit together, let's watch a film, or let's just chill in the garden and say, no, I don't need this tonight. And let your belly rumble. Let your belly rumble. Yeah, and say, belly, keep rumbling. You're looking after yourself. The amount of times I feel my belly rumbling, and I said to myself, I'm just gonna drink some water. Drink some water, I'm done. Discipline, guys. Discipline.
Beautiful.
I'm going to give it a go. Thank you so much for the encouragement, and it's hard. I mean, when
No, Pam, let me stop you there. Let me stop you. Sorry, it's not hard. It's easy. You see, this is what you're doing. You're telling yourself it's hard. That's why you're not doing it. You got to tell yourself it's easy. It's a mindset.
He constantly does that. He constantly does that.
You got reverse psychology. Stop telling your body what is hard. Tell your body it's easy to stop eating at night.
Okay.
Just when you're in Jamaica, the beautiful place. Where am I? In London. You know what I'm saying? Concrete all around me. You probably got nice trees around you, all that. If you spoke to the trees, I bet you they move. I talk to the concrete and say, yeah, you carry on. Nothing's happening here, mate.
I think you guys need a personal session, man, because this is
Pamela, I believe in you.
Guys.
Pamela, I tell you why I believe in you, Pamela, because you've come on here and you've spoken how you feel, which I love you for. Do you know what I'm saying? So, it's so hard for people to talk out about their issues or how they feel. But I believe in you. I honestly do. I really, really do believe in you. So we got to tell ourselves what we want, not what we don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not hard, Pamela. It's easy.
It's easy. All right, tonight, no food tonight after 7.
Well, have a blueberry or have a bit of mango, find a bit of lettuce. You know what I'm saying? Make a little salad, and you'd be surprised. Have watermelon. If you got watermelon there, well, have some sour stuff. You got have some sour stuff.
And we're trying to we actually cut out breakfast, right?
That's good.
Because it's something that's instilled in us from we're young, right? It's not necessary. So we're really fasting right through, sometimes after midday, right? Because you're fasting during the night when you're sleeping. Yes. So this is intermittent fasting. So the longer you do it, the better for you, even as a diabetic, right? You will get the noise saying, boy, I may want this, that at that time, but it's because you're programmed to think that way. Right? You're programmed.
I'm programmed as well. Yeah. I'm programmed as well. But I control my program and I'll change it.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten all day. I haven't eaten all day. I woke up this morning. Yeah, I haven't eaten all day. I woke up this morning. I went to the bathroom, done some bits. I came back out. I was making a cup of tea for myself because I wanted to have a cup of tea. Yeah, and I came back to my bedroom. I just lay down on the bed and I just conked out. I thought, wow. And it's like 3 o'clock. I woke up and I thought, gosh, I've got this podcast to do later. Then I checked my phone because my phone wasn't with me. A few people have rang me because my phone was in another room. So I never answered my phone. I phoned a couple of them back. I spoke to 1 or 2 of them. And then I was on the phone with them for some time. So I've set up my area for the podcast now. And I'm just drinking water now. I know grapes. I've had some grapes. I've had seeded grapes because I've got seeded grapes there. Yeah, at my angle. That's all, seeded grapes. And now I haven't eaten since this morning. What's the time now? What, 6 o'clock? So it's probably about 7, 8 hours I haven't eaten nothing. I'm just at water now. And I'm going out tonight. I'm going out tonight.
This is amazing. We have other people that have got questions.
Yeah, sorry.
So Ireti asks, thanks, Lyndon, for sharing your story. Please, what about neuropathy, where the nerves are damaged? Are these repaired too? Thanks.
That depends how far it's gone. to be honest with you. Only your doctor could tell you that. But if you got nerve problems, yeah, one of the things that I used to do, I used to put my feet up against the wall, 90 degrees, yeah, okay? Put your feet up against the wall. So it reverses the circulation of the blood. So where your toes, yeah, has got no blood flow, or it's lack of blood flow, yeah, what you do when you do it upside the reverse, yeah, it helps recycle the blood, fresh blood to your nervous system. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not 100% sure if it's reversible, don't get me wrong, but there's things you can try like that. You could try like pomegranate, because it helps with the circulation of the blood, yeah, cayenne pepper, because all these things help with breaking down the vessels as well, the blood vessels, to help with circulation. So cayenne pepper, pomegranate, even beetroot juice. One of my favorite is beetroot juice. Beetroot with apple and ginger, yeah, as a juice. And that helps with circulation as well. So with the neuropathies thing, don't forget, I'm not a medical person, I'm not a doctor, but these are things that I've done with other people, and it's helped them, you know. But there's something else that you can do, but contact me directly, whoever your name is, yeah, and I can tell you something else in confidence about what I personally do. And
that brings me to a good point. How do we contact you?
You can contact me through my website, Inspired Diabetic. Send me an email for a contact sheet there. You can contact me through Instagram as well, Facebook. You can send me a message on Facebook as well, you know, directly.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm easily contactable. I really am.
Brilliant. Yeah. I have a question for you. So what were your biggest obstacles during your 105 days journey? What was your biggest obstacles?
My biggest obstacle is like what Pamela says, you know, that addiction. That's because you always want. It's very hard to stay on track with the flavonoid foods, not eating your cakes, your biscuits, and your breads and all that kind of thing. So now I eat a sourdough bread, which is a brown sourdough bread, which is seeded. If it's seeded with sesame seeds or it's seeded with pumpkin seeds. I really prefer the ones with pumpkin seeds, because the pumpkin seeds help with the parasites. So sourdough bread, a lot of people eat more sourdough, because with bread, it doesn't make me feel bloated now. I could eat 4 pieces of sourdough bread and I don't feel bloated no more. It's amazing. Sometimes I eat 2, 3 of them, I go back for another one.
Wow.
You know, that's how, and I put butter on my sourdough bread, and sometimes I have jam on mine as well. I do. You know, so that's the strongest thing for me.
Interesting. Another thing is, have you completely cut out all carbohydrates, or you've just reduced the amount?
No, when I was reversing it in my early stages, yes, I did. I totally cut it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally cut it out. And to be honest, I was told not to say that, but that's my journey. Do you know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, you get carbohydrates from certain fruit and vegetables anyway. Certain vegetables have carbohydrates. You know what I'm saying? Aubergine and certain things. You know, so you have to look at how you became or why you are diabetic. And if it's through pasta, rice, potatoes, and you keep eating it, it doesn't make sense. Because what I found, a lot of people, they'll take the medication. Because they're taking the medication, they'll keep eating normally, because they think the medication is going to reduce it. I don't get it. Take the medication and stop eating, and then you see a difference. But if you take the medication and you think you're still going to eat your pasta, rice, potatoes, because don't forget, the average Asian person, when I spoke to Asian, they got 60 kilos of rice in the house. Yeah? The average Asian. So even yesterday, I was speaking to somebody, 2 days ago, I was in a restaurant with somebody, and they said that we eat rice every day. So what? So yeah. So a bowl of rice is like 10 teaspoons of sugar. Yeah, and it's an addiction for them. They say, "Oh, I can't give up my rice." I said, "Well, stay where you are, diabetic." The only thing in the Caribbean, African community, yeah, which I would say to you, because we love our foods, rice and peas, curry gold, jollof rice, and all these kind of things. We love these. Don't get me wrong. I still love it. I still eat it. Yeah, but when we have pasta, we have rice, roast potatoes, macaroni, cheese, all on the same plate, it doesn't work. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're going to a wedding, you're going to a funeral, a christening, have it, because it's there in a buffet. Do you know what I'm saying? But do something before, yeah, to reward yourself to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you're Caribbean, omit the pasta from your dish, or macaroni cheese, or omit the roast potato, just have the rice, you know, or just have
one part. Okay.
one part of it, yeah. And make it full course. When my mum was alive, yeah, my mum passed 2 years ago, but I used to eat with my mum on a big plate. On a big plate. I had no choice. And then after we started to go down to a smaller plate, but mum said, is all me I eat today? You know, but you know something?
One quick question. Sweet potato. Apparently it's better for you than the the Irish.
Yeah, it is. That's a great era as well, because I used to love sweet potato. When you find out sweet potato is kind of the same family, you deteriorate from it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I used to work for rugby players, yeah, a professional rugby team, a big team, and they used to have sweet potato, boiled sweet potato with the skin on, everything, and just with rosemary. Do you know what I'm saying? And I used to boil it down, smash it. They used to love it. So obviously their nutritionist was telling them they can have sweet potato the way I cook. They told me how they wanted it cooked. Do you know what I'm saying? So sweet potato, yes, in moderation. I love sweet potato. But to be honest, I can't even tell you the last time I had sweet potato.
Come to Jamaica, you're getting off.
Another question from Ireti. I read somewhere pomegranate contained huge levels of sugars, which is why I have said stay clear of it.
Well, with pomegranate, with any food, everybody's got a different body structure. Everybody takes certain things. I could eat a pomegranate, no problem. It does nothing to my blood sugar. Bernadine, you could eat pomegranate and it rises your blood sugar. Doesn't make no difference. I understand what you say, but this when you say things like that, it becomes very political now. Yeah, who are we being educated by? Who's doing the tests on our body? Is it for us? Is it for somebody else? We don't know. I have pomegranate. It does nothing for me. I use pomegranate because I love pomegranate one, and it clears my blood vessels. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't have pomegranate every day. I really don't have it every day. I have it certain times. I'm even thinking about getting a pomegranate juicer because I'm fed up. I keep knocking it out, and then you think, where did that red spot come from? You know, I'm so careful. Isn't it a shift? I'm so careful. Then you got red spot on the roof and the side. I thought, where'd that come from? So I'm going to invest in a juicer. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's lots of things out there, food-wise, that we're eating now, and we have no idea what's in it. No. We have not got a clue what's in it. I understand that. Yeah, I understand.
I think like what you've said, and I also agree with Ireti, pomegranate, like most things, portion control and moderation. Yeah. So Julia asks, what is an example of what you have on your plate for dinner and lunch and breakfast?
Oh, wow. Breakfast is very rare. If I do have a breakfast, it's normally my sourdough bread with a cup of tea or juice. But my problem, I'm just so raw. I go into my fridge. I got my cloves water. Yeah, because I make cloves tea to clean out parasites. Sometimes I go in the fridge, I see the cloves water. I just take my water and I drink some of that to clean out the body. Yeah, okay. I got pomegranate. I got pumpkin seeds. Sometimes I don't feel like eating it. I just take a handful of pomegranates, eat that, and carry on my day. Sometimes I got my okra water in the bottle already. Yeah, I just take some of my okra water and I just drink it. When I first started drinking okra water and bitter gourd water, it's horrible. It's so bitter and it's no flavor. But now I just drink it like it's water. It doesn't bother me now. You know, so that's my normal morning. I don't normally have a breakfast as such. The only time I have a breakfast is when I feel like, yeah, I want to fry some red onions. Yeah, okay. Red onions and a couple of fried eggs. I just love fried eggs. I don't know why. I just don't know why I like fried eggs. It's just one of them things that I've grown up with. So I always have fried eggs. I was addicted to boiled eggs one time in my life. I used to have 2 boiled eggs every day. I was addicted to boiled eggs because they tasted so nice. And I'd done it 5 minutes and 20 seconds from boiling water. I had salt in my water. So I knew exactly how I wanted my boiled eggs, yeah? So it was boiling water with salt in the water, yeah, for 5 minutes and 20 seconds. That's it. And one day I was in the kitchen and I had the boiled egg and I felt funny. I ate a boiled egg. I felt funny. I said, this is not right. I felt sick afterwards. I thought, oh, it's just a one-off thing. So I done it another time. I felt sick. I felt horrible. This is not right. And then one day I done a hard a boiled egg, a bit harder for like 5 minutes, 30 seconds. So it became harder. And I ate the boiled egg. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the boiled egg anymore. I used to have boiled egg in salads and stuff like that. I just didn't like it. I just gone off boiled egg. For some reason, something's happened with eggs, with me and my body, boiled. Fried eggs, I've got no problems with. I even used to have poached eggs. I don't like poached eggs. Because poached eggs nice and soft and everything like that. But it's something about poached eggs I just don't like it. I don't know. It's really weird. So my lunch is very rare that I have any lunch anyway, because I go into the afternoon where I'm not eating anything. Dinner, it depends how I feel, really. Sometimes I just have salad, I do a jerk chicken, I do a roast chicken or something like that. I don't really eat any pork, anything like that. I sometimes have pasta. I try and find spelt pasta, because sometimes I have a desire for something which I haven't had for a long time. So like a few days ago, I had like pasta, normal pasta with tomato sauce. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, and it was so nice. So I rewarded myself, so nice. You know, I have the habit now of buying cos lettuce or baby gem lettuce. There's something about baby gem lettuce which I just love. So baby gem lettuce with I use avocado oil now, yeah, and I use extra virgin oil. Those are the two oils that I use. For deep frying, I use the olive oil, which is like the clearer one. Because I saw somebody who does healthy cooking and he uses olive oil, which is like the third, fourth press, something like that, but it's lighter, and they said that's healthier. So I started to use that as a deep fryer. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do that. I'm very weird because I'm used to not eating, not fasting. Do you know what I'm saying? I can eat when I want, but most of the time I'm cleansing. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm drinking most of I got a bottle of water here, got a bottle of water there. You know, I just drink lots of water. I do. I make my juice. I make my watermelon juice with a banana. I have dates on a regular basis. I have 2 to 3 dates nearly every day as well. I have tamarind. I've got fresh tamarind. Tamarind is so nice, and it's got a lot of health benefits as well. You know, I got a copper jug that you put water in, and it stimulates the water. Like copper stimulates it, so it gives you energy. So sometimes I just take a glass of that, and I drink that in the morning as well. I got a herbal tea which is for brain food. They call it brain food. It's the herbs that helps with the brains. You know what I'm saying? Because at my age, they say, I know I look like I'm 45, 25. I've had that. So, you know, so when you get to a certain age, I want to keep my mind going. So I have a tea, which I got just at the side with the brain herbs in it. So I take that and I drink some of that, sip some of that. And lately I've been doing sorrel and ginger as well. Sorrel and ginger, like tea. I've had this sorrel bag for about a year, but I always drink sorrel from other people. But every time I drink from other people, I always taste it's so sugary, so sweet. I thought to myself, what do you put in this? And I went to one shop, they put soursop juice. I said, what do you put in this? Oh, we put condensed milk in it. I said, no. And I was usually soursop, and it was so sweet, it was so nice. I felt guilty. I had to drink it because it was soursop, you know. So what I decided to do is do my own sorrel with ginger, you know, and just boil it. And what I do, I boil it and just leave it, and I just drink it without adding any sugar. And it's so nice. I love it. I'm so happy that I love it. All the bitter things that my mum used to try and give us, I love now. Neem. Anybody had neem? Wow.
Yeah.
Neem. Woo!
We got the tree. We got the tree.
Oh wow! Well, do the tea, man. Whoa, that knocked me for 6.
And the seeds are good for you as well.
Well, that's good.
Pamela's cousin, he says two seeds in the morning every day.
Good.
Wonder drop.
Yeah. Have you tasted papaya seeds?
Right.
Papaya.
Yeah.
That's on another level as well. Papaya seeds are so good.
We got 2 types of papaya in Jamaica. The agricultural one, which is a small one. The original one is quite large and more reddish inside. Right.
Okay.
You can't get a lot of those. They're kind of almost extinct, but when you do, it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And the oil And the oil
Yeah.
you were talking about, I'll tell you what's good to cook with, which we do here, virgin coconut oil.
Yeah, I do coconut oil. I do coconut oil. Yeah. I do coconut. I got virgin coconut. I put that in my herbal tea. And because I love the smell of coconut, when I go to drink my tea, I can smell the coconut first.
Yeah.
So it entices me to drink the herbal tea. Do you know what I'm saying?
With your chocolate drink, with your cocoa chocolate drink, you can put a little bit of coconut in that. Not only that, coconut oil, you can actually drink it as it is, right?
Really? Yeah.
It's a wonder nut. We do biofuel with it, all kinds of stuff, but it's really good for you. Stay away from vegetable oil.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do vegetable oil.
It's not good for anybody. It's got soya in it. Anything with soya, stay away.
Yeah, because also with the coconut oil, there's a thing called teeth pulling in the mouth. Yeah, because the coconut oil, you can wash your mouth out with it, and it takes the bacteria out as well. I use it for that as well. I do.
Excellent.
I do it as well. Yeah. So if anybody got any issues with your mouth, with your teeth, your gums, or anything like that, direct contact with me. Do you know what I'm saying? There's things that we can do naturally to get rid of it. I've got color issues before, and I cannot believe the things that I've done to get rid of it, and it's gone. Wow. During lockdown, there was no dentist. Do you know that? During lockdown, you couldn't go to the dentist. During lockdown, I had a hole in my teeth. During lockdown, I was so much pain, and I had to find a different version of curing myself. You know?
Cloves are good for pain as well. And not only that, cloves is good in the morning to drink, even with your black coffee.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. 100%. So I think I'm going to bring this to a close now because I'm still recording, and I want to stop the recording, and people can just unmute and just have another conversation if you want. So I would love everybody to somehow show your appreciation to this amazing man who has shared openly his journey. He's been very, very, I think I would call you actually vulnerable in that you just opened yourself and you just didn't mind, and you've touched every single one of us. So please, everyone, show your appreciation. They're showing it. Can you see it, Lyndon?
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you, and thank you. This is just.
I'm not able to answer all the questions.
No, we're gonna once I stop it, we can just go through it. If you need more time, obviously.
Yeah. Of course, I've got time.
Yeah, brilliant. And we have our Reverend Eileen Rose with us. So, would you like to unmute and give us a closing prayer, please, if you don't mind? Hopefully, you can unmute. Reverend Eileen.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lyndon.
I do know about Lyndon because I heard about Lyndon, and I've seen Lyndon already during the lockdown. I saw him when he was fresh. So when I saw he was coming to YACnCAY, I thought, wow, he's getting around. That's really, really good. Excellent. And he was good then, and he's even more brilliant now. So thank you so much, Lyndon. Thank you for continuing to share your message and just be real with the people, and just share your journey in a way that we can all relate. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, keep going. You're looking well. You do look 45. Don't watch that. You were looking young and dandy. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll close with a prayer. Let us pray. So, Heavenly Father, we just thank you. We thank you so much that we can hear this wonderful message today. As you know, Lord, our bodies are our temple, and you have given us such a wonderful thing that the most we can do is to make sure we take care of it. So we just thank you for all those people who are doing things to help us along the way. So we just pray for anyone who is on this call today, that they are on a journey where they are improving their health. And Lord, we know that, even though the doctors, may not always get it right, but if there's any concerns, the first port of call really is to check with your doctor. Because as you know, Linda made it perfectly clear, he's not a doctor. He's someone who's sharing his experience, and it worked for him. And as he rightly said, we can go through trials and tribulations, but, we do need to know where the health is so that we can begin the journey in the right way. But we thank you, Lord, for what he shared with us today. And we just pray that anyone who's hearing this message, that it would be a positive start in their journey. And we just pray for anyone who is having a difficult time, that things will come round and it will be a time when they can begin to look forward to something positive in their life, one way or the other. So we thank you for YACnCAY, that they've encouraged Lyndon to come here today. We thank you for all the work that they do in the charity that they run. And we just thank everyone on the platform today who have contributed and have come here and have listened and felt inspired, you know, that this would be the beginning or the middle of a journey that they need this extra support, that it will be well. It will be well in the end. So as we go on to our live now, we close in this chapter. You know, may your rest of your day be blessed. And we thank you for this time and put everybody's minds at rest, that they can, you know, just go home and have a restful, peaceful time. So thank you, Lord. We hear all our prayers as we say them in our own minds. In Jesus' name.
Amen. 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 Thank you.
Amen.
I'm going to stop recording now.